Howdy folks, thanks for clicking on the video. Today I'm going to look at an action camera. This is the V50 Pro and it's made by Akaso. Now Akaso seem to make the budget friendly versions of action cameras, and I think they're one of the most popular makers, as it were. But today we're going to do some test footage and just see if this is any good. You know, out the box it looks nice. It's a tiny little thing. It doesn't weigh a lot. It's 5.5 centimeters by 4 centimeters, so it's really small. And the box comes fully stacked. You know, you get all kinds of stuff in there. You obviously get the 4K camera, but you also get the charger comes with it. You get two batteries. They're 1100 milliamp hour batteries, and you can get, you know, half hour to 45 minutes of 4K recording from one battery. So, you know, that's decent. You get a remote control with a 10-meter range. That's a kind of single press to record and a single press to take a photo, which is a handy little gizmo. And you get a waterproof case, which is waterproof up to 30 meters, the diving case. And the camera's got some image stabilization built in. Now, you know, I'm under no illusions. This isn't going to match the leading brands, but the leading brands are so expensive and not everyone can afford them. So, you know, it's good that there are more budget-friendly options on the market. So I'm going to do a bit of testing. We'll test the picture quality, the sound quality, the image stabilization, that sort of thing. But let's have a quick look. You know, out the box you get all kinds of mounts and all that sort of thing with it. You get some instructions, and as I say, you get the waterproof case and the battery and all that kind of stuff. So it comes fully loaded. The camera itself, it's got a little tripod hole there, but it also comes with just, you know, this little plastic case, and you just slot it in, and that gives you, you know, the GoPro style attachment. So you can use any kind of generic GoPro-ish attachments for these. So it's quite a universal thing, you know, it's good. But we'll switch over now to the actual camera and we'll have a look at some footage. Okay, so I just switched over to the Akaso camera. This is a sound test, and I'm in the same position, same lighting and all that sort of thing. So we can see a little bit of difference in the picture quality to what I was using. I was using a Canon 250D to film that first bit on. Yeah, so let's take it outside and we'll do a bit of stabilization test. Okay, so let's have a quick goosey at the pond. I thought this was leaking yesterday, so I just wanted to check, but I filled it up again and it's absolutely fine. We can see the fish in there. So in terms of image quality, we're looking at water. Let's do a little tour of the garden. So that I'm just holding this camera in my hand and there's no gimbal involved, and I'm just walking around my garden for a time being. Going down some steps. Okay, so I'm now jogging. That's quite enough of that. So just, you know, walking along normally with the camera in my hand. Image stabilization on, 4K, 30 frames a second. Cute little fella. So yeah, I've just changed the angle because I realised I always set my GoPro up on kind of its narrowest angle because I just prefer it that way, and I did the same on this when I set it up. but yeah, it's very narrow. My head was squashed right in, so I've just changed it to, I think it was 4 settings in the angle department. I set it from 70 to 140, so it should be a bit wider now. What I did notice was my lips weren't quite syncing up with what I was saying, but I'd put a cheap old SD card in there, so I've just put a slightly better one in, and I'm hoping that my lips are now matching with my sound, because otherwise that's a big fail. But I'm still just mooching around. I've got it on a tiny little tripod now, so I'm holding it in my hands, so the image stabilization has probably got a bit more work to do because I'm hanging it on the end of a foot-long tripod. But yeah, let's jump down here. That was a bit of work. But yeah, I'm going to look at this footage and we'll draw some conclusions about the actual footage and the sound, and more importantly this syncing up of what you call it, sound and vision. Right, I'm going back indoors. Yeah, that's the little tripod I had it on. So yeah, the sound and vision was it was synced up a lot better, so I think it does kind of depend on the quality of the SD card you put in here. If you put a cheap one in, it's going to struggle, but yeah, it was much better once I changed that out. So conclusions then, I'm not 100% sold on this. Akaso, they did send this out to me as a free sample, but you know, I've got to be honest, and it is a case of you get what you pay for. For 100 quid, it's a good thing, but it doesn't stack up next to my GoPro that I use regularly. And just to illustrate the point, I thought I'd just bring out my GoPro. It's on the same tripod. I'm walking in the same place, doing the same things, so you can draw your own conclusions on the state of the footage, the sound, and the stabilization. And that's really the point of this video, is for you to be able to draw your own conclusions. You know, I can say something's good or bad, but the proof is in the actual footage, and you're seeing the footage, so you know, make up your own minds. Anyway, I'll carry on with my my conclusions. There's a few little things. I mean, it's not waterproof for one. So you see there, you've got the USB-C, the other USB type, which I forget what it is. You've got the SD card slot, and they're exposed. So, you know, it's in no way is it waterproof. And for an action camera, being waterproof is probably quite important. And I know that this one isn't designed to be waterproof. They've got a different range, the Brave range, the Brave 7 I've tested before, and that's okay. And the Brave 8 is a little bit better. But to make one that's not waterproof, I suppose it would suit certain people. You know, if you're just going to be using it in nice weather, and you know, I mean, I'm going to give this to my son. He records stuff at the skate park for his YouTube channel, and he won't skate in the rain because it's bad for the wheels and bad for the bearings and all that sort of thing. So it'll be ideal for him, but it wouldn't be any good for me in terms of, you know, trips to up a mountain or trips to Dartmoor or something where it's generally always raining, which is why I take a GoPro, because it's a waterproof camera. So, and I'm not dissing it in terms of what it's designed for. I'm just saying I don't think this is right for me personally, because all these bits are exposed. This is Editing Dan butting in. I realise that it can be waterproof with the diving case, but when you put them diving cases on, you lose the microphone, because obviously the diving case is sealed. So underwater there's no need for sound, or there's no need for a lot of sound. So yes, you can stick it in the diving case and it's then a 100% waterproof camera, but you can't talk to it then. So That's what I was getting at. Carry on, other Dan. The sound on it is pretty good. To be fair, it's not much different to this, and I've got a decent Rode microphone plugged into this camera. So the sound was pretty good. The picture quality is okay. The image stabilization again is okay. It's basic. You know, it's not brilliant, but it's not bad. It's a decent thing to have on a very cheap camera. To have a little bit of it is good. Functionality. This works really well. You know, the menu, it's all clearly laid out. Everything works as it should, and it's a cute and lightweight little thing, and more importantly, you know, it's very, very cheap. So if you want a camera just to record, you know, family stuff and messing about at the park or whatever, it's fine. It's totally fine. But if you want to go and do something maybe a little bit more professional, then perhaps look elsewhere. But yeah, I'm not against this camera, shall we say, but it is lacking a little compared with the really expensive rivals, the GoPros, the DJIs and that sort of thing. But for the money, I think it's okay. As well as the, you know, remote control, you know, it's also, there's an app that comes with it. You can link this up to the app. You can control it from your phone. It does all the things that, you know, you would kind of expect it to do in that sense. So, you know, it's not bad, but it's not brilliant. So, you know, don't be under any illusions that it is going to be brilliant. That's probably the thing. You get what you pay for. But yes, I hope this has been a helpful video. I want to thank Akaso for sending this out to me. I don't hate this camera, but it's not amazing. But it was never going to be. Thanks for watching. See you soon.